Well, just arrived at Yately Swan Lake. Here we are. Look at that. Lake full of beasties. Left this morning about 6:15. Just been for breakfast, and yeah, time for a little walk around and see what we can see. Come on, the carp. What a stunning lake. Oh, there's a carp just down there now, nearly in the weed. Down there in the watery depths, may hold a 40-pounder. Look at that from morning, just gone 6 o'clock, and the mist is rolling off the water. No joy for me last night, apart from early hours in the morning here in the Swans, having a little field day on my right hand rod. But Shay had one last night, I think about 16 pounds, common or something like that. Absolutely melted off. I do think today I'm going to move my right hand rod under that right hand tree and maybe free some pressure up on the middle rod in that area. But yeah, what an absolutely beautiful morning. Well, it's the morning and it's just gone up past 7. Been up since 6, watching the water, and not a great deal to really report. A bit of bubbling over my spots. Bit sporadic really, not over the spot as such. Especially my middle rod, it's been a bit short and over here as well. So definitely a few carp about, and also with my right hand rod, a bit bubbling as well. So it's quite a little confidence booster. Definitely is carp around here, and there's definitely carp in this weed. A few times I've seen the coots suddenly spook, and yeah, there's carp about. It's whether they want to feed or not, them out entirely. Early hours in the morning, it's been about maybe 3ish. Shay had an absolute one-toner, resulting in I think a 16-pound common it was. It sounded a lump on the bank splashing about, but yeah, it wasn't that big. But a fish is a fish. It's crazy to think he put about 5 kilos of boilies and probably 2 kilos of pellet and the other fish quite quickly. But yeah, it's looking absolutely beautiful. My left hand margin is just, yeah, it looks a nuts. Whether I get a fish from it doesn't matter entirely, but it looks absolutely spot on for it. I've had this common over my spot so many times this morning. Let's see if we can get him on camera. Where is he? It's a real light brown colour. Just hovering over the spot. It is just sitting in that little alcove. Real chestnut common. Come on, geezer. I can't believe it. There was 2 in there earlier, swirling around that spot. They know the bait's there. Whether they'll come back at a later date, when they feel it's a bit more safe to do so, I don't quite know. But there's definitely more carp down here today in this weed, and they're venturing out of it as well. But it's, oh God. They're just not feeding. They're not getting the reds down. They're not really having it. They're all in that weed. You'll see the weed bulging out again. And they're going round that circle and through the weed to the other side, and then kind of come back in again. But yeah, it looks so good. Well, all 3 rods are out now. Left hand rod is on the same spot by this tree with the application of the baiting pole, and middle rod is changed. I'm no longer on the edge of that weed bed, which is kind of clearer. I'm fishing in the middle, which is where fish are feeding, and there's a high choddy. Just put about 50 baits in the hole, and then my right hand body's shipped down that margin. I've been putting bait into this morning. So yeah, just see how it goes really. There's so many fish today going over that vicinity, my middle rod is, but just interested. Don't know why, but yeah, for ages a big common was sitting over that spot. For ages, sitting over it, but just not feeding, bobbing up closer in. And when Lee had a little look earlier in front of him, where they're bubbling up, it wasn't in the clear area. It's where the weed was, where all the snails are and stuff. So more than likely they're feeding in the naturals. So yeah, choddy in the area, boom. We shall see. But regardless, absolutely banging lake, and at any point, one of these massive fish could come my way. What a lake. Just hopefully it comes good. But it's all a waiting game now. Just about to go 10 to 11 on Sunday morning, and nothing at all last night. How I've not caught on the left hand margin, even the right hand margin is beyond me, but they're just playing hard ball. Shay had another one, a little 12-pound common, I think what it was. So the only two that come out is both to Shay over his 8 key of bait. I've changed tactic. I moved my middle rod from that hole to where my right hand rod initially was. I'm seeing them coming through that channel and going into that little kind of opening, and I put that choddy out there with about 4 or 5 fake maggots on top, so when you're looking down, hopefully they think they're natural food. They're definitely just below the surface. I'm watching through the binos. They're not on the bottom, but they're going through maybe mid-layer, and my little choddies just shouldn't be too far from their nose. Had a few fish a minute ago, two or so, cruising around the area, circling it, feeding on the baited patch, which couldn't be no more than a couple of foot from where my choddy is sitting. But they're so wary, it's ridiculous. They're just so, yeah. How they're going to catch is beyond me really, but I think there's always a chance, I suppose. But yeah, that choddy's sitting out there, and just hope they make a mistake. But yeah, I mean they're decent sized fish, mainly commons. They're all like golden brown commons going around the area, and yeah. beauty. £18.4.
Nice.
Big bar of gold.
What are we saying, Vin?
Yeah, boy!
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was never going to happen. I was standing down the right hand margin and looked a bit clouded up when I was standing with Lee. Lee thought he might have saw a carp. I went back down there and I saw a bit of bubbles and I thought, could be a fish. And through the binos the bubbles would come to the surface and make like an oil slick, which happens when they eat pellets. So I kept looking, eventually I saw a carp shadow, and then it went to pause again. Next minute there's two, then there's a big eruption and I thought I'd take, but it wasn't, but then there's four. The next minute, if she went, £18.4, lovely, a gnarly little common. That was on a my ever faithful rig at the moment, which is like a blowback with a bit of shrink tubing, kicking it more at a acute angle. When that was with a wafter, tipped with a tiny bit of a fake corn. And then I've been putting a bit of bait out there since the last, since the first day I got here really. And then last night I put it out with a baiting pole, with I think it's 8 bait stringer. Yeah, it's just gone. They've been out of my my middle area all day today. So I'm gonna, now that I've caught one, the pressure's off, I don't really care what happens now, but there's definitely bigger fish out there. So I've just found a little snail, or big snail, which is now hair rigged, lovely jabbly, and I'm going to put that in a PJ bag for the ground bait. Nothing too exciting, but I'm sure there are naturals out there, and this little kiddie hopefully will be the downfall of one of the bigger girls. So yeah, it's time to get the rods out again. Will I be? Big Steve. Look at that for a fish.
Fucking mega, son. Big smiles.
Yeah, boy. Cheers, brother.
No, he's
Well, just about to go 10 to 9 on the Monday morning, and well, yeah, mate, I can't believe it. Last night, did the rods again, same position, right hand rod down at margin, which consisted of a barrel tipped with a tiny bit of corn, 7-bait stringer, and then I think put a handful of boilies in there, I think, and then straight in front of me I put herring. I found a big snail, I herrigged that and put it out in the middle where I've been seeing them going over the area for that channel. And my left hand rod I put it by that tree. I thought it was a banker spot. I found another snail. But yeah, real quiet night last night. Didn't hear any fish crashing. And then got this morning, probably about quarter past 6 maybe it was. I won't get up early because you're not seeing any action of fish in the morning. So I then walked down to my right hand spot, margin spot, and there's a few lads standing in the next swim. I was like, oh, don't spook any fish. Luckily they were quite quiet, which is good. And yeah, I was watching the water. Didn't see any signs of real fish. You know, I couldn't. So murky with the sun not being out. I couldn't see any shallows of carp. And then I saw the odd little bubble. The bubble, I mean, it's minute. And then for the binos, I had a little check, and I saw the odd little bubble, well, odd thing rise up and disperse like an oil fart, basically. Which I saw yesterday when I had a take yesterday. So I come back up, put the kettle on, got a cuppa, went and sat on the floor watching them, and just yeah, ever now and again you see another oil slick appear on the surface. I had a good thought of a carp down there, like, you know, but it could have easily just been like a roach, maybe just going over the oil and releasing oil pellets. So, you know, and it's last knock-ins. I mean, I've got to leave in the next half hour to get home, and yeah, I was just standing by the rod watching the thing, and suddenly didn't roar off like yesterday's one. Yesterday one it went right down that margin. This one didn't do as much of an initial take, and I was playing it, and on its first kind of like roll surge, I thought it feels a bit bigger, but never be optimistic and all that. And then I had a massive big ball of weed caught on the line just below my rod tip when it went down and out to the fish. So I thought, oh no. Anyway, tried netting it once, didn't go in. It went out again, it came in again, and then yeah, I netted it. And yeah, what a fish! 38-pound common. Well happy with that. I mean, there's 8 of us on, I've had 4 between us. Shay's had 2, I think a 12 and a 16, and I've had 2, an 18 and a 38. So I'm pretty chuffed with that. Never in a million years would I have thought that spot would have outdone my left-hand spot, but I'm glad it did because it's less snaggy, and yeah, buzzing, I'm well happy with that. It's quite a tricky lake, so to catch 2, let alone an absolute worldie, yeah, well happy, go happy now. So yeah, slow pack away, then hit the road. What a lake.